back to the Die Again podcast, a tabletop role-playing podcast. I'm your game master, Josiah, and with me, as always, is our player,
William.
And as we left off, we're about to go into what some might call a foolish engagement. So you might get a +1 on this first roll as you shift the desk away from the door, letting the two zombies in, and prepare yourself to fight them. So you're going to get, on your first strike here, you're going to get +1 for Jock, +1 for foolishness, and what weapons are you using?
I'm going to use my breaker bar.
Alright, so +1 for breaker bar, so +3 total, and Vivein is attempting to assist somewhat by pushing the second zombie around with the coat rack.
Okay, so as I leap in for this first attack, I go, it's time to duel, and then nothing else happens.
Yes.
Okay, so +3. Hey, anybody that's been listening along with us would know I typically have horrible rolls. This isn't so bad. That's an 11 with the 3.
Okay, so what you're saying is this is the last episode of this arc, because you only get good rolls on the last episode. That's clean hit, but not enough to bring it all the way down. So you land that, you bring it in, hit it in the neck with the breaker bar, and its neck breaks, so its head is facing away from you, but it's still going for you.
And then I say, you need a chiropractor. Let me hit you again.
He really is a nerd in the body of an action hero, this guy.
I mean, it's the best kind. That's Spider-Man, straight up.
You're saying you're Sam Raimi Spider-Man?
Which one's Sam Raimi? Is that
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I needed to know. Just wait for my dark, what's the right way to say that? My dark
symbiote?
Not my dark symbiote. I was thinking like my dark era. Yeah. Just wait for my dark era and I'm just dancing and somehow it works, but it's horrible. Okay. So second attack, I just roll?
Yeah, you don't get foolishness this time, so it's just a +2.
That's fair. Okay, so just a +2, so that's a 7.
So that's not going to be enough. Do you want to use your reroll? You need at least a 10 to do damage here. 9 to not take damage.
Yeah, and I'm still at 5 HP, so I am going to go ahead and use that. I always used it early.
Yeah.
It never fails. And reroll both, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it worse?
It got worse.
All right, well, you get to keep the 7, so...
Okay.
You're not
instantly
instantly
so just
dead.
So that everybody knows, I got a 5. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
God, your dice. All right, so with a 7, you go in for another swing, but it somehow, like, it sees the shadows on the walls or something of you swinging, and it reacts faster this time, dodging the blow and raking its nails across the arm that swings the bar. You take 2 points of damage.
Then as my swing goes through, I go, a worthy opponent. So what's happening with Vivein now that we've had?
Vivein's kind of barely managing to keep the other zombie corralled. Although if you lose another roll, this zombie's going to push you back enough that it's going to cause problems for her.
Okay, so roll again?
Yes.
Okay, hot dice. So with a +2, that's an 8, so still not high enough.
Yeah. More like ice cold dice. You take another point of damage.
Not hot dice.
And it gets you pushed back far enough that now it can, next turn it might be trying to claw at Vivein, which would mean if you failed your roll, you might not take damage, but you might lose your ally here.
So if I decide to do a reckless attack where I go after the zombie that's closest to Vivein, would that give me a boost to my dice roll? Because it's foolish.
What about your attack would be reckless, I guess would be the question.
The fact that I'm not focusing on the zombie in front of me.
The zombie in front of you is the one by Vivein. The one she's dealing with, she's kept corralled near the door.
I see. Okay, well that then...
You could get a +1 if you tell her to stop trying to corral that one and just help you attack this one, but you run the risk of that zombie starting to
of it failing
get
and then,
hits in.
Yeah.
So...
I still have my fire extinguisher. Yeah, what do you think about me rolling for using it as a distraction? You know, make it basically throw it off of me. Get it distracted by the fact that there's the fire extinguisher gas being released.
I don't think you could get the one that's on you, but you might be able to chuck it at the one by the door. And then Vivein would be able to shift to help you with the one you're dealing with. So if you want to make a punk roll for that, then...
but I have no bonuses to my punk.
Yeah. So you'd make a punk roll for the throw, and then I'm trying to think how I want to... I think your bonus from Vivein would cancel out this time because you'd be at a -1 for trying to do 2 things this turn, because you'll still need to defend yourself against the one in front of you. But this would temporarily take that other one out of the fight for now.
You know what? Let's just go ahead and do another attack on the one that we've been...
Just standard breaker bar.
Yeah. I mean, because my Exacto Blade isn't going to help. The Stapler, I mean...
Not going to help. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Not right now.
I got a paperweight. Okay. So, yeah. Standard breaker bar +2.
All right. And if you fail, I'm going to...
Hey.
Oh, is that a success?
I rolled a 10 total. So...
All right.
Yay.
So, in the same way that... the end of Harry Potter, they have their 2 energy beam going back and forth. You hit the zombie in the torso, and it staggers back a bit, and you manage to get it far enough from Vivein that next turn, there's no chance it's going to be hitting Vivein.
Okay. So it's still up.
Yeah.
It's just staggered back. Then I mean, at this point, I should just do a final attack on it, hopefully.
Hopefully. Let's see how cold your dice are.
Okay. So that's a 9 total, which is +2.
The 9, you just managed to finish this one off. You hit it in the jaw, taking its head off.
Okay.
Now you can close in on the one Vivein's helping you with. So this one, you're going to get an extra +1 with.
Because of the double team.
Yeah.
So I want to go ahead and go in for that. Hey. So +3 total, right?
Yeah.
So that's a 10 total.
All right. And with that, it's now weak enough that after a few more hits without any real danger, you both managed to take it down.
Okay. I'm pretty sure because we had encountered these zombies earlier.
Yes.
Like a couple episodes ago. They're the same outfit wise, right? They just look like these random zombies.
Yes.
Okay. So with that, I look over to Vivein. I say, how are you holding up?
She says, okay, that was close. I think we want to move fast. We still don't know where these things are coming from.
Right. So now let's lock up this floor from the emergency stair exit thing.
Right. So I think she's going to put the coat rack down because she can't move fast with that. And she's going to ask for the fire extinguisher.
What does she want to do with the fire extinguisher?
So she has something she can hit a zombie with if something happens.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I didn't know. She might have been like, I'm done, and does something reckless with it and
hangs herself with the
causes
fire
the whole planet.
extinguisher.
Okay, so I give her the fire extinguisher.
All right, so she takes that. You guys lock up. 6th floor. Yeah, there's nothing of consequence that's going to happen as you lock up everything except for the 3rd.
Okay, so I've gone through all that. So now we get to the 3rd floor.
Yeah. And your stated plan was pull the fire alarm, unlock the 1st floor, pull the fire alarm,
Correct.
and then break a bunch of stuff. So I will say that I think Vivein wants you to unlock the 1st floor by yourself, just because there's a good chance you're going to have to move real fast, and she is not nearly that fast.
Well, and I think Randall also is well aware of the fact that he could die doing this. And if he could at least get it unlocked before that happens, that's better than both of them dying, so she could do the diversion.
Yeah, so she's going
So he agrees to that.
Call the elevator to the 3rd floor so it's ready, and then you're going down there. I assume you want to try and sneak to the 1st floor, so maybe you can get back up to the 3rd floor before they notice.
The zombies, correct?
Yes. Well, I guess you also want to prop it open slightly so that they can for sure get through. Use your paperweight.
Would that be enough? I guess it's just enough for them to...
Yeah, I mean, you just want to prop it open so they get through, I assume. Maybe you want to have it more open, but that's up to you.
I do have my breaker bar for that if I really wanted to do something like that, but then... Let's describe the 1st floor really quick.
Right. So the 1st floor, there's around 7 zombies that you can see right now. And we'll roll for stealth to see if they've noticed you after the description. There's the reception desk. There's the body of the guard that you can sort of half see. And then it opens up.
When you say it opens up, you mean...
To the outside world.
Okay. And that's just a couple doors between...
Yeah.
Okay.
Double wide glass doors, which are shattered now.
Oh, so they're not holding anything. They could just walk straight through if they wanted to?
Yeah. You probably wouldn't want to.
Right.
Because shattered glass.
Right.
But a zombie could.
Okay. So I don't need to worry about figuring out a way to keep those doors open.
Right.
Okay. My brain's clearly still turning on. So on the 1st floor, my goal is to make sure they can get inside. prop whatever needs to be propped so they can get to the elevator.
Yeah, I think just the stairwell door, right?
Now, how close is the closest zombie to the stairwell?
Pretty close. The stealth roll will determine how close exactly, but regardless, you're going to want to start running as soon as you do it.
Now, is there a chance? I'm just running this by you to see if it's even worth it. Using my breaker bar to pry that door open so it can't accidentally close.
If you're worried about the door closing, like I said, if you just put the paperweight
That's
in
enough.
front of it, you decide how open the door is when you do that, because the door is not going to shift the paperweight.
Okay, we'll try with the paperweight then. So now we're doing the stealth
Okay.
roll.
So 2d6, I'll give you a plus for foolishness.
This does feel very foolish.
And I'll give you a plus for compassion too, because you're taking care of this instead of making Vivein be here.
It's a decent roll. So with a +2, that's a 12.
12. All right, I think that's the best roll you've had in some time.
Yes.
With that, you manage to quietly push the door open. I'll say you can get it all the way open and put the paperweight in before any zombies notice you. But one of them does, and you gotta start running.
Okay. So I start booking
This is
it.
gonna be a jock roll to outrun this thing.
Do I also still get the compassion in the foolishness?
I'm gonna say no, but also the consequences are lessened because you got such a good roll on the punk.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so that's a 5 + 1, so 6.
You get up to the second floor and you can tell this zombie's starting to catch up to you. So you're going to make one more jock roll to get to the third floor before it does.
So just with jock, that is a 8.
Okay, so you manage to outpace it. You get in to the third floor. What are you going to sacrifice to keep that door open?
I think for that, I'll probably just use the breaker bar then. Kind of, get the door opened and then shove it underneath to just keep it from moving.
So that's that. Vivein sees you, running. So she pulls the fire alarm, being ready to do that. And then she's going to run over to a window and smash it with the fire extinguisher, start breaking stuff to make noise. So the fire alarm's ringing, sprinklers are going, so everything's soaked. So that may be good or bad for you. We'll see.
Okay. Do we have a chance where we can look outside from the third floor, one of the windows, just to see if zombies are starting to move?
You would need to take a moment to do that and not break something. But if you want to, you can.
Can Vivein verify that since she's doing that?
She's probably not saying anything right now, but she did just go break a window, so she may have visually confirmed it.
Okay. And so I'll have to ask her about that later then. Okay. So
Yeah.
as that happens, I grab her coat hanger because
Coat hanger's on the 6th floor.
she left it up there.
Yeah, because she wasn't going to be able to move fast with it, remember?
That's right.
So she has the fire extinguisher.
Right. Okay. How much more time do I have till the zombie, at least one zombie comes through?
1 turn.
Okay. So with that, I'm going to tell Vivein, let's go now.
Okay, so you're saying just go now. She'll follow your lead, get in the elevator, hit for the 6th
Do
floor.
we see a zombie as the doors close?
Yeah, you see that one zombie that was following you just as the doors close, and it's going in. Get up to the 6th floor. Now you can look out the windows if you want. You do see zombies converging on the building. It seems like they're coming inside. A little hard to tell because, the verticality. But at the very least, it looks like the zombies are coming. I'm going to ask for a jock roll because you are in a cold building getting soaked with water, and you might take a point of damage just from the sheer cold of this.
Could I do a nerd roll first to make like a place for us to not have the sprinkler system on us constantly?
Yeah, I'll let you try that, and I'll make a luck roll to see if Vivein also thinks of something to help with that. And if she does, she did not. If she did, you would have gotten a +1. She's not in her element.
So with my nerd, it's a 7.
A 7. You managed to get Vivein under her desk, but it's not going to fit both of you. And you just don't have anything you can really cover the sprinklers with. And part of the problem is you're already soaked from being down there. So even if you find a place that's less wet,
It's still
you're
cold.
still soaked
Right.
and cold.
Okay.
Yeah. So make your jock roll to try and not take a point of damage here.
Jock roll for that. That's an 8.
That is just enough.
Oh.
So you manage to warm yourself by just moving enough, basically.
Did we ever establish that Randall's bald?
I feel like you said it, but maybe not. I mean, it hasn't mattered
It could matter here.
at this
I
point.
mean, you just don't retain hate the
Yeah.
same way.
Out of being bald
It
helps.
doesn't. That's
I mean, it kind of does because you don't have any hair to retain the water. So there's that.
but also not retain any heat up there either.
Here's the question: how waxed is he? If he's got good wax on there, maybe it's just rolling off
Maybe.
like a car seat.
Okay. So,
How, like, are you waiting until you see zombies stop filtering in and then wait a little bit longer?
what time of the day are we at now? Like, how late? I mean, because I know we started at 11.
You're like approaching midnight.
Wow. Okay. I'll ask Vivian how much time do we want to let escape before we try this going down the elevator?
So she says, based on how fast they were moving before, I'm going to make a luck roll for her to reason this. I'm going to say we want to wait until we see them stop coming into the building, and then we give it 15 minutes. So you're going to follow that?
Yeah, I think so. How's it looking out there now as far as we're still seeing them come in?
They're still filtering in right now, so if you're willing to wait that long, I'll just do that. I just need to make one luck roll for you.
So before we skip ahead for that, how are my wounds looking? The ones specifically where I got scratched and everything that was very much a potential.
They're bleeding a bit. Not terrible. You know, this is one of those death by 1,000 cuts things. You are experiencing the effects of blood loss.
But not whatever zombie stuff. It's just wounds.
Right. You are not infected to your knowledge. Are you just staying at the window and watching it?
I think so.
Make a nerd roll for me.
Okay. Just the +1.
Yeah.
Okay. Watch me get 2 1s. Not too bad. 7.
That's a shame. That's not quite enough to pick up on the cool hint you were going to get.
Vivian, do you see this cool hint? Okay. So
Tragically, she doesn't either. So
that's fair.
because she's staying under the desk trying not to get soaked. She does not have your constitution. So that amount of time comes, you guys get into the elevator. I think she's going to leave the coat hanger unless you want to take it. You don't have a regular weapon now,
Yeah.
so there's that.
Does she still have her fire extinguisher?
Yes, she has the fire extinguisher.
I asked her if we might want to trade weapons,
You're saying she takes the coat hanger?
and then I take the fire extinguisher.
The only problem is you can move at a normal speed with the coat hanger, but she can't, just because of the size difference between the two of you.
But she can handle the weight of the fire extinguisher. I mean, how big is it?
It's a pretty normal one.
Okay. If she's more comfortable with the fire extinguisher, then I'll take the coat hanger.
Because remember, the coat rack is like my height. It's like 6 foot something.
Right.
And it's all wood.
Okay.
I was calling it coat hanger. Coat rack. Because coat hanger would just be a
metal.
flimsy, shitty little hanger.
Okay, so then I take the coat rack and I look at her and I say, "Are we ready to do this?"
She nods and says, yeah, if I don't make it out of here, tell my husband.
If you're not making it out here, there's a good chance I'm not making it out of here. So
That wasn't reassuring.
just to be clear, when we get down there, we're booking it to your car?
My car.
Okay. Do you have your keys ready?
Yes.
Do you have a car that you have a key fob for, or is this a traditional key lock thing?
It has a key fob.
Okay. Is this key fob the kind of key fob that has that emergency siren, button on it?
Yeah. I mean, pretty much every key fob has it.
Okay. I just want to basically say, please, for the love of God, don't press that one.
She nods. Yeah.
Does my guy have a car there?
I assumed he took a bike because he's like a fitness guy.
Shit.
If you want to say he has a car, that's fine. Like,
No, because it fits.
not against
that
that.
fits his thing, so it is what it is. The only reason why I brought it up was potentially if we had to use the car to distract the zombies and then get to another vehicle. But I think him having a bicycle be his main form of transport makes sense.
Tragic.
Okay, we're clear on the plan. And
Yes.
we hit the number 1 on the elevator.
You goes down. She's got keys in her left hand, fire extinguisher in her right hand, sort of gripping it by the hose, because I think she would have mentioned to you part of her plan is that she might just pull the pin and toss it just to make a distraction if needed.
Okay.
So the door's open. It looks like the lobby is clear.
As we went down, did we hear anything? Like, especially when we got to the third floor?
When you went past the third floor, it was shockingly loud. The fire alarm did stop after a while. So, yeah, it was surprisingly loud. Just lots of shuffling and things breaking.
I mean, thank goodness they didn't accidentally hit, the button.
That'd be... That would have been so fucking funny.
Or imagine if it had happened while we were still up there. So then all of a sudden we hear our elevator go down. It's like, oh, crap.
Or worse, you hear the second elevator come up. Ding.
Okay. So first floor is clear. Well, as far as we can see, it's clear.
The lobby is clear. And you have a good view of the lobby, so it's pretty easy to tell. So she starts booking it straight away, going for the car. It is stormy and wet. I assume you're also running.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask for a jock roll for you to keep pace slightly ahead of her, because I assume you want to stick pretty close.
Yeah, we don't have any long range anything, so that's just a +1.
And +1 for compassion.
Okay, so that is a 6 total.
A 6. So you end up slightly ahead of her as she's having a little bit of trouble with the slickness of the asphalt as you get out there. And you can see when you turn to look, because you're compassionate, a zombie is approaching from the side towards her. In order to get in there to help her, you're going to need to make a jock roll at a -1, but +1 for compassionate, so just a flat jock roll, basically.
But with the +1 for jock, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Your compassion and the -1 cancel out, so...
Okay, so as I, get ready to attack it, I say, get to the car now and attack.
All right, and I guess you also get +2 for the coat rack because we established that.
Okay, so with that, total 6.
Jesus Christ. How much health did you have left?
I'm at 4.
I thought you took 2 damage earlier because you failed 2 rolls.
Did I?
You took 2 damage on your first failed roll, and then you failed another roll for 1, didn't you?
I obviously did not keep track of that very well. So does that mean I'm at 2?
I thought that's what you were at. I know the first roll, you got 7, and the difficulty was 9, so you took 2, and then you failed a second time, and I think you only took 1 that time.
Okay, so update, I'm at 2 HP.
Okay. I'm trying to think of anything that will keep you from dying. You said you rolled a 6.
Correct. Yeah, it was a 1 and 2 and then the 3. So
I'm going to make a luck roll for her to see if she can turn, and if she turns and helps you instead of running. Because if she doesn't, she does not. So Randall Mantone comes in swinging the coat rack. Zombie turns. I think the zombie just sort of catches the coat rack swing, like takes it in the torso, and then like climbs up it and tears out Randall Mantone's throat.
So right before that happens, I go, not like this.
And the zombie says, yes, like this, except it can't talk. All right. I want you to make a 2d6 roll for me.
Okay. Flat, right? I just give you my number, or do I give you each dice, or?
Just give me the flat number. I have the numbers. Technically, you have the numbers, but you don't know what they are.
Life story. That's a 7.
7. Let me pull up what I need here.
Well, just you could count on me rolling bad enough for this to be the outcome.
All right, 7 was just enough. Look at you.
4? What? Enough for what?
The epilogue. In the hit tabloid, The Forester, intrepid reporter Victor Smith gets an inside scoop on the terrorist attack, in air quotes, that took out the entirety of the town of Willwood, Arkansas.
It's all gone? Dang.
Everyone is dead. Included in his report are photographs of federal agents throwing bodies into incinerators, surreptitiously taken.
Does one of them look like that?
One does look like that guy.
Yeah.
Yes. Special Agent Greg Doolin. And also manages to get pictures of claw marks throughout various parts of the area. And in there he says, we can't know exactly what happened, but we do know the truth is out there. And so ends the life of Randall Mantone, but his legacy is mostly forgotten, but slightly remembered.
I'm hoping that Victor Smith saw the Spider-Man lunch pail and was like, there's a story behind this.
There's a picture of the shattered lunch pail, because I think there's probably blood on it, because you slammed it into
multiple times.
A zombie.
Yeah. And then I used it as a distraction. Wow. Well, there we go. We got Victor Smith back in the fold reporting on this. So my boss died.
Yep. Tragically, she does not have the ability to get out of there alive. Well, she does, but she doesn't know about it, and you guys didn't figure it out.
Man. Yeah, there's a whole thing that we never got.
Exactly. And
now,
that means I can use it again.
True. Does Victor Smith have any inkling about it?
Nope. Because Victor Smith doesn't even know there were zombies there.
He knows there was claw marks, though.
He knows there were claw marks. He knows there are dead bodies.
And not a pebble in sight.
He managed to sneak in and take pictures without getting caught. That's all he's got.
An entire city gone. And Randall couldn't figure out why. Because we were too busy trying not to die.
Yep. Randall and Vivein. Oh, it's really fucking funny to me because you guys were literally right by the way to stop everything for like most of this session.
No.
It's so funny. I put in the office. But you never saw it.
Because I failed. I failed a roll at some point.
I don't even think you failed a roll. It's just something you had to deduce yourself. There's no roll for it. You had to think to ask about something. So, and you succeeded at the roll to get the information that you needed to ask about the thing.
Dang it.
Tragic.
Cue dramatic radio music. Ladies and gentlemen, what a journey it has been. A tale of twists and turns, of courage and fear. Our brave companions, Randall and Vivein, at last did not make it through this harrowing encounter. But fear not, we have a beacon of hope. Victor Smith has taken up the mantle and is on the case. We extend our heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you for joining us on this thrilling adventure. The question on everyone's lips now is, what will be the next story that unfolds on the Die Again podcast? Well, dear listener, you have to tune in next time to find out. Until then, this is Will, signing off. Stay safe and keep the spirit of adventure alive. Cue dramatic radio music, fade out.
Keep seeing the bottle behind you and thinking it says fuck off.
It should. Might as well.
It's like on the right, fuck off, on the left, I heart dogs.
I mean, it explains my personality, I guess.